What's going on, guys? County Games back here again, man, with the legend Conan O'Brien. So Conan just recently quit his show, guys. You know, everyone knows he quit his late night talk show, and most recently he's been getting into a bunch of different areas. Like right now he's on this podcast. He's on a podcast called Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. So like he has a different podcast, you know, every few weeks or whatever. And today he had John Bernthal on it talking about toxic masculinity. I personally think toxic masculinity is absolute bullshit, guys. I think there is no form of toxic masculinity that can be bad unless it's like you're like really being like aggressive and like hurting people or whatever. You know, I think if you're mentally solid, it means that your body will be solid. It means that your work will be solid. It means that your work ethic will be fired up. So we're gonna get straight to this one, guys. Toxic masculinity. Drop a like, man. Comment what you guys think about this one. Let's get it.
You talk about
hold up, guys.
You talk about masculinity a lot. That comes up a lot. Does not come up on this podcast for reasons that still escape me. No, but seriously, John, like you talk about it, and I think you have you have a great it's a great vantage point you have, because you can talk about it from this place of having experienced, you know, or having experience with toxic masculinity, or people thinking that about you because of, you know, whatever difficulties you've had in the past, or the fighting or whatever. They can just think like, oh, this is the point of view this guy's going to be coming at me from. And then for you to talk about how that can be a toxic formula and is not the answer, gives you an authority in that. I think that other people, it gives you a power to talk about that subject that maybe other people don't have. You know
Look, I don't know if I have any power in it, and I honestly, with the sort of terms that people throw out there, I don't know. I'm no authority on that. I know that I'm a father, and I'm a father of two boys, and I know the kind of men that I want them to grow up to be, and the kind of young men I want them to be, and I know the kind of models of masculinity that I want them to see. And I think, you know, sometimes I've talked about this before, and I think sometimes it gets confusing, and I think that I don't know that I've ever been. I do believe in discipline. I'm somebody. My kids, you know, they practice martial arts. They know, you know, they know how to handle themselves in the woods. You know, I really think it's enormously important, not for them, but also just as equally important for my daughter to be able to defend themselves and to be able to handle themselves, and to, like, these things are these sort of cornerstones of, I think, you know, classic masculinity are super, super important, but equally important is being kind, is being empathetic, is to stand up for somebody who has less rights than you, somebody who's being picked on, somebody who's being put into the corner, somebody who's just sad. You know, getting in touch with a side of them that's softer, having the courage to do that. You know, I had a guy on my show that I've just learned so much from, a dear friend of mine named Kevin Vance, who's a Navy SEAL and a firefighter, and just one of the just this wonderful human being, and he talks about the code of the samurai and how they knew how to fight, and they knew how to use swords, and they were warriors, but they also had to get in touch with their quote unquote feminine side, and their ability to do calligraphy and to dance and to cook and to garden, and that these things are all equally important, and to be well rounded. But again, when it's confused with being hardened, or being picking on somebody, or again saying it's my way or the highway, to me that reeks of such fear and such insecurity.
Yep.
And it's a classic rule in the boxing gym. I've said it before. When you come into Steve Petromali's gym, you're gonna see.
Oh, I'm coming in.
I know you are,
and I'm coming in hard.
I know, man. Well, look, my point is that in any boxing gym in this country, you can see it. The guy
Conan's just the best comedian.
Who's the loudest, the guy with the brightest color clothes, the guy who's kind of, you know, dancing around.
That's me. That's all three.
Well, look, I think that will change, because I think that is almost always the guy you don't need to worry about. But
that the over kind of, you know what I mean? He's putting on this like show. He has all the tats. It's like the guy who's wearing all the clothes. It's basically like an insecurity is what he's trying to say, guys. You know, you don't need to be showing off in these different ways. You know what I mean? Let the work show for itself, kind of thing. You know.
Who smiles at you and shakes your hand and nods and says, "Hey man, you want to move a little bit?" Like, You got to deal with this guy.
I'm coming in wearing bright shamrock shorts.
Let's go.
And an actual peacock tail.
A peacock tail and a monocle.
I love it. Man.
No, I'm. Listen, I want to make sure I help get the word out because your podcast is doing well. Real Ones is available wherever.
Guys, everyone and their brother has a podcast now. Podcasting is like the biggest thing. It's crazy.
People get their podcasts, right?
Yeah, everywhere. Yes, Spotify.
And John Bernthal, Real Ones, and it's very refreshing.
Thanks.
Because you're talking to real people about real things, and you do have the touch. You are able to connect with these people. I think that's very cool.
I love that.
And
Conan's a legend, bro.
you know, if you ever need help out there in the world, you know, if you get into a tight corner and you need a guy to come in and swing these meat hooks around,
Not him.
don't call me.
Yeah.
Don't call me because I'm a terrible. I do not have your back.
I don't. Come on, man. That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I wanted to end honestly.
I love it.
I'm a kicker. I'm a guy who kicks and then runs.
That's great.
Yeah.
A little scratch, maybe.
A slap. I can't make a fist, but I slap and then I run. I'm a slap and run guy.
I love it.
Legendary. Yeah, Conan O'Brien, guys, he basically talks about, all his different podcasts and stuff. To me, Conan is one of just the goats of late night talk show hosts, but it's cool to see he has a podcast now. But John Bernthal on Toxic Masculinity, the guy that's kind of solid and secure in himself, guys, that's the kind of guy that she needs to worry about, not the people that are completely like going crazy like on everything, single thing. I even listened to another podcast and he basically talks about, when you come on YouTube and everyone's like, hey guys, and like completely overly happy 24/7, it's like, bro, why are you trying to show that you're like overly happy 24/7? You know what I mean? You can be like just a chill person, because in real life, when you see them, they're just like not the same person. They're just kind of like, really morose and shit. But don't come on your podcast, don't come on your show every single day acting all, something that you're not, guys. You know what I mean? I don't come on this show every single day acting like crazy. Yo. I only act like that when I actually am into the music, guys. It's because it's like a genuine reaction. You get me? So, hope you guys know, man. Keep it 100 with everyone. I love you all. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.